Okay, Grikiki, you are standing on the pier after having had a shore leave with your mom and her crew in the capital of LNL. And your mom is standing there. The crew is kind of loading up the last of the things up the gangplank to the ship. And she's doing her farewells to you because you have talked about going to the Augefort Adventuring Academy. So she says, Grikiki, you're going to do so good. I am so proud of you. I know it's been hard for you on the ship since the accident. The crew, they're just a superstitious lot. And, you'll be at school, you'll have friends. Next summer, I'll have a new crew, and you can go sailing with me over summer break. And I've arranged my trade schedule, so I'll be able to see you over midwinter break. So, I know this is hard for you, and it's hard for me, but I'm sure we'll get through it.
I will not mess this up.
I know you're a good girl, and I'm sure at the Adventuring Academy you'll get good control over that anger of yours, and I'm sure you'll make friends, and I'm so proud of you, Ricky. I'm so proud of you. And she gives you a big hug.
Big hugs from Grikiki.
You hear from over her shoulder, Captain, we have to push off. The tide is ready. She reluctantly lets go of you and walks up the gangplank. They pull the gangplank off. The ship pulls away. She stands at the stern and continues to wave at you. And she sails off, and you turn to the capital city to head to the Adventuring Academy, all by your lonesome. Aezsh, you are similarly on a pier. This one stretches off into starry blackness. There is a tradesman spelljamming ship at the end of the pier. Your parents are both here to see you off. Your father, a elven. Your mom is a human. Your mom has these large flowing skirts, these huge hoop earrings, this curly black hair, and she and your dad are embroiled in some minor argument, which is not uncommon for them. Eventually, they kind of get over it, and your mom rushes over to you and says, Aezsh, you're going to be a great scientist, and we're sure that you will follow in your older brother's footsteps and be assigned to a post in the shareholder company and make us proud one day.
I'll make you proud.
Your father is kind of sheepishly standing off to the side and just kind of gives you a wave, like doesn't even give you a handshake or anything. It's like, yep, good luck, get straight A's. We'll see you for spring break next year.
Yep, I'll see you eventually.
Right down.
I turn to go.
Okay. Right down the pier at the same time, Enid, your dad is here. He's a human, and he's kneeling in front of you. Says, I'm sorry your mom couldn't be here. She's got a big demonstration tomorrow. One of the shareholders is here. So she's going to be doing that. But she wanted me to pass her love on to you. We're really hopeful that you'll find what you need at the Adventuring Academy. We're really hoping for you. We'll see you, over the summer. You'll come back and spend some time with us, and we'll both miss you. Mom misses you even though she's not here.
Dad, tell Mom thank you. I love you both.
And Aezsh will be in the same town. Maybe you'll be able to get together on weekends or see each other every now and then there. So, you'll make new friends too.
Aezsh is all I need.
Well, I'm sure he'll take care of you on the trip at least. Goodbye, and we'll see you in the summer.
Love you guys.
waves and gives you a hug and stands up to see you off. Aezsh, your parents, as soon as you board, they take off.
Yeah, as soon as I get on, I'm going to try and find Enid.
Okay, great. Yeah, you guys hook up for the journey back.
Ready for this?
I'm ready as I can be. Just glad to get a little freedom.
Me too.
Belloryn, where would you be in the mansion? It's summer. It's probably July, August. You're, not exactly confined to the mansion, but your parents don't really like you going out.
Be in my father's study.
All right, you're in your father's study. You hear a knock on the door. Rap, rap, rap.
Come in.
All right, your butler, Edward, walks in. He has a sack over his shoulder that he thuds down onto the tabletop. It makes a metallic jingling sound. He pulls out a letter from his waistcoat. Young Master Belloryn, your parents have bid me to read you this letter. Dear son, we are sending you to the business school on André. Enclosed within is the tuition for you for your entire education. We will see you at graduation. Pulls the letter up, puts it back in.
Send a message back for me, will you?
Of course, young master.
Tell my father that I will become exactly what he has prepared me to be.
I will relay the message. I have booked a ship's passage for you to Illinois. It will only be a couple of days' journey, and it sets off tomorrow.
Thank you.
You pick up the sack of, it is in fact a sack of bars of gold that is enough to get you a full tuition for 4 years at a very prestigious school somewhere.
Excellent.
Gyrfalcon, you're at your father's favorite watering hole. He has his cronies around him, as always. Your father, Bartholomew, a sort of disgraced pirate, doesn't really sail anymore. You're on a small moon far away from the White Star. And he's boasting to his friends that he's secured you a position at an adventuring academy so that you can become a great pirate captain. Army lads, yes, here's my boy Gyrfalcon. Soon, he'll get his own crew, he'll get his own ship, and he'll be riding the stars. Right, my boy?
What better place to find a crew of adventurers than an adventuring academy?
Quite right. Now, I had to borrow quite a lot of money from William One-Eye, but that's future Bartholomew's problem. Who knows what'll happen in the future? I'm sure your piracy will be able to pay back plenty when the time comes.
Oh, there will be payback, Father.
Excellent. He stands up and starts rousing sea shanty and frankly quickly forgets you and goes back to it being the Bartholomew show. The next day, he has passage arranged for you on this just junk cargo haul trawler that barely manages to get up to spelljamming speeds to get you to André in time for classes to start.
I doff my hat, smile, and give a flourishing salute. And then board the vessel.
All right. Kida, you are seated with one of your teachers at one of the many tea meditation stations This is Master Lethian. He's an elven monk who actually raised you when you were dropped off at the monastery. He's sitting there peacefully sipping from his tea. Kida, I have grave news to share with you. I know that you have been unhappy for some time here, and it is one of my many failings. I have lived many, many eons in this world. I was there thousands of years ago when the sphere was shattered, but I consider you possibly one of my greatest failings. I wish that I could have imparted on you the peace and balance that we all seek, but I know that that comes hard to Tabaxi, and we wish for you to be as contented as you can be. So we have received an offer for you to be trained at an adventuring academy on the far-off small planet of André. There, you will hone your skills, and I hope that you will discover the balance that I enjoy.
I am honored, Master. I have always appreciated your teachings, but I do long for more. But I will return.
When Grandmaster gave me you as a kitten, I thought that I was up for the challenge, and perhaps one day you will find the balance that you seek and return here. That is my wish for you. The ship is waiting. We will depart immediately. He walks you to the ship. It's actually an elven warship that he has you on, and they treat you as an honored guest, put you up in beautiful accommodations as you are taken away from the only place that you have ever known. Those all happened about 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, when you guys first joined the Adventuring Academy. This scene just happened a year ago. Jeremiah, you are standing at the front door of Arthur Aegfort's mansion. You have fled across the sphere to escape your pursuers to the only man that you think might be able to help you. You knock on the door, a little gnome maid answers it, looks up at you. Oh, I think you were expected. Are you Master Aezsh?
Yes, my name is Jeremiah Aezsh. I'm here to see Headmaster Augefort.
Wonderful. Come on in and have a seat in the study. She follows you, sends you into the study. In the study are, it's, all this rich wood, massive books, heads of these fantastical beasts. There's a manticore, there's a griffin, there's even a dragon, a green dragon head mounted on the wall here. Obviously, Arthur collects quite a few trophies. You sit there for maybe a couple of minutes before Arthur Aegfort enters. He is a somewhat short human, completely bald, dark skin, gray eyebrows, a little gray goatee. He comes up and shakes your hand heartily. My good friend Jeremiah. I am so glad you came here. I'm so sorry to hear of your troubles. Please, have a seat. And he sits down himself.
Thank you, Headmaster.
So, I think we need to put you into hiding.
I concur.
It just so happens that our linguistics teacher went on an unfortunate adventure, and I believe he was flayed by orcs, is what they tell me. So we have need for a replacement. I think it's a good cover story. I don't think that the ones who are looking for you will find you here. Surely they wouldn't think that you are an adventurer or teaching at an adventuring academy.
Certainly not. And I am highly skilled at linguistics.
That's fantastic. I thought you might be. But regardless, even if you only know common, I mean, the students, they don't care. I'm sure it doesn't matter to them. So wonderful. You can stay here for the next week until you can find your own accommodation. We will start you at the regular rate of pay for teachers. And, it'll blow over, I'm sure.
I am certain that it will eventually blow over.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I look forward to you joining the faculty then.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Headmaster.
All right. So those are our introductions. Why don't we go around? I forgot to do appearance, what your characters look like. So Lizzie, what is Grikiki? Can you share with us her description?
Yeah, she is about 6'7". She's a sort of grayish taupe colored. She's gray but tan. She has long brown hair with sort of sun highlights in a braid that goes over her shoulder. She's sort of lanky, very muscular, kind of NBA player body, and just wearing like some cropped breeches and a tank top. She has like typical orcish, like tusks, brow, very severe looking, but has these bright amber eyes that look like they're interested in everything around her.
Awesome. Okay, Renee, do you want to tell us what Enid looks like?
Sure. Enid's probably about 5'3", 5'4", not super duper tall. She's really, really pale, but not just like pale skin. It kind of looks like she's really sick all the time and kind of maybe fading away a little bit, like health-wise. She has really dark hair that probably goes a little past her shoulders. She wears black pants, black adventurers boots, I guess, a white button-up shirt, long sleeve with black fastenings, and then she is always wearing black gloves. And then she'll sometimes wear a coat, black coat that's about full body length. It kind of tapers at the waist and then flares out a little bit as it goes closer to the ground. For the sleeves, they're connected to here, and they just kind of open up and flare out a little bit.
Wonderful.
That's it.
Sam Aezsh?
Aezsh is pretty fair-skinned. He's a half-elf. He's tall, fairly tallish, like 5'11", close to 6 feet, but very, very slender. Kind of rough, tousled hair is kind of very dark brown, but just kind of a little bit wild, but fairly short. He has a large scar that runs down under his left cheek, down to his jaw. He's wearing just kind of tall leather boots, leather gloves up to like mid forearm. Just kind of tan pants, a nice green kind of cloth over shirt, and like a long sleeve kind of light tan undershirt with a big leather belt. Occasionally he'll wear a big dark brown vest. And he always has like a large ring that he wears on his left hand. And that's about it on description.
Okay, Ben Belloryn?
Right. Belloryn is also half-elf. He's 5'7", 150 pounds. Basically, he looks like your classic lordling. He looks like a fairly handsome human. And so the elvish parts of his features are understated, would be readily noticed by an elf, but he doesn't necessarily come in as of elvish blood.
Will, Gyrfalcon?
Gyrfalcon is called Gyrfalcon because of his build. He's slim but broad-shouldered, like an actual Gyrfalcon. Physically, picture Dick Grayson, Nightwing, from DC Comics. Everybody's nodding heads. That's good. But his hair is like that medium length, like Nightwing's, but it's kind of salt and pepper colored, like dark with a tinge of gray. He wears a long black coat, charcoal gray coat, sorry. Matching trousers, brown leather boots, black tunic, and a kind of, nautical pirate captain looking hat.
Awesome. Kida?
So Kida's a tabaxi, so basically half cat. She's about 5'10", so kind of on the tall side. She looks kind of like your standard house cat, so she's not a cheat or anything. She's kind of a tan color with black tabby markings. And she usually wears similar to Rey's outfit in Star Wars from the first one she shows up in. So kind of the robe-ish thing going on, ties on the hand, and a quarterstaff. And she has yellow eyes.
Cool. And Ken Jeremiah?
6'2", weighing in a little over 300 pounds, silver and glass skin, white eyes, fiber optic hair.
So you guys were given your senior project. 2 of your classmates are sick with mummy rot. Another one of them, Aezsh, doesn't seem to be assigned to the mission and is not been told. You haven't been told that he's sick, but he doesn't join you on the road. You take the bus to the town of Edgewater, get settled in at the Traveler's Rest Inn. You're told that there's going to be a welcoming party for you that evening and are invited to come down. And then you are headed down to the party as twilight falls. As you approach the town green, you can tell that this is like a potluck type affair. Like there's a bunch of long tables. People have brought all kinds of stuff. It's very like baked goods heavy and like, just simple finger foods heavy. Lots of meats. You don't see very many vegetables. Like there are some people who clearly like didn't put any, attention to it at all. They just like brought like 5 strawberries to call it like, oh yeah, I'm contributing to this potluck. There is a band playing on a raised platform, and people all around, small children running here and there. There's a group of 3 teenagers all dressed in black, smoking clove cigars off on the side, kind of looking down at the whole festivities, but still like kind of wanting to be, around and look cool. And you guys are heading down towards the party. What do you want to do? Enid, were you going to do your trick?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As soon as we, I guess, head down the stairs for the party, I'll kind of make sure I'm walking in the front, and then I'll just turn around in front of everybody and just kind of stare at them. And then once I know I have all of your attention, I'm not saying anything. I'm just looking at your eyes. I'm just gonna pick up ring hand. I want a ring. Gonna take off a ring, pretty big ring, and I'm just gonna flick it in the air like a coin. And then I'm just gonna watch it.
As it's falling, the air sort of warps around the ring, and Aezsh appears wearing the ring. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I was taking a break. I'm here to join you. I just wink at Enid.
All right.
Other one.
Turn and head down the stairs.
Down towards the party. There's a couple of beer tents set up as well. As you approach, a couple of the locals like kind of look over and like it's like, oh hey, this is the reason that we're having the party, and then like promptly go back to their partying. Like you were clearly just an excuse to get out and have a drink or 5. So what do you guys want to do as you're heading towards the town green and the potluck?
Right. I'd like to step over to the beer tent and negotiate a round for the party.
Okay, great. All right, you head over. Which one are you going to go to?
Describe them to me.
Sure. So they're both under like an open tent, like it's just covering the top. One of them has like 5 casks kind of stacked on top of each other and like a staff of 2 or 3 running back and forth. And there's a sign at the top that says Pike's Brewery. There's another one that looks like just like a single like dude, and he has like a single cask. And every now and then people come by. There's no sign on it or anything. You know, he just seems like happy to be there, basically. Whereas like the Pike's Brewery people, like they're running a business.
Let's go to the guy with the single cask.
All right. All right. You head on up. He looks you up and down. It's a kind of middle-aged human, heavy-set kind of guy. He's got kind of a long, scruffy beard, somewhat tanned. Kind of looks you up and down. Says, "Well, what would you like? I only have the one type, but do you want one for all your friends?"
Yes, we are actually the adventurers for whom this party is being held.
Yes.
And well, oh, thank you. It's so nice of you to recognize us humble adventurers that we are. I think it might be good for your business if you were to comp us our first drink, and we will be happy to tell everyone we come across where it came from.
Yes, well, that seems like a very fair offer. But of course, I must make some money somehow. Go ahead and roll your persuasion, Belloryn.
All right. Okay, that's 17 plus 5 is 22.
Okay. But that, you know, getting word of mouth would be very nice because, as you see, not very many people are appreciating what I'm brewing here. So let me pour one for each of you, and you can share the word. Yes.
Fantastic. I think that is an excellent business decision.
He gets out a bunch of wooden goblets, pours 7, kind of hands them to you. Like, how are you juggling this?
I am distributing each of these via mage hand.
Okay. All right. You see these wooden goblets float across to each of you. Speaking of, off in the corner, you notice that there's a woman that's casting some like minor illusion kind of magic in front of a small group of young children who are all hoo-ha and gasping and awing. Kida, a young, very small girl, maybe 3 years old, human half-elf, difficult to tell, kind of toddles up to you. Her mother like quickly runs up and grabs her like just before she's about to like reach out and like pet you. And her mother says, "I'm so sorry. They don't see people like you very often. Would you mind if she just touches your fur?"
Not at all. I consider it a compliment, and I reach out my paw for her to touch.
Okay, this little girl touches it, and like as soon as that happens, like all the other kids are like, "I want to touch the cat person," and like bob on over to you. They're all like touching your paw, like ooh. So
I just kind of stiffen my grip around my quarterstaff. This is fine. I love children.
Eventually, the novelty of you wears off, and they all kind of float away.
I give myself a quick lick on the shoulder, like, ugh, gotta wash later.
Enid, a woman approaches you. A woman approaches you, female elf, dark chocolate skin, the spectacles, kind of beautiful hair, seems very, very timid. And you kind of sense a fellow person in that regard. But she kind of shuffles up to you and says, "Excuse me, miss, I can tell you're one of the adventurers. Do you happen to have a wizard in your party?
Oh, I'm not sure. Let me check. Aezsh.
I lean over. I'm like, no, not right now.
Don't-
She's sick. She's sick and back at home.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear it. Well, my name is Lorinda. I am the apprentice to Garden the Sage, and I'm always trying to meet other wizards to trade spells with them. But maybe I can visit sometime in the future. What brings you adventurers here to Edgewater?
Well, we're here for our final project. We go to the Adventurers Academy, and we're all here to work on that together.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, welcome to Edgewater. If you need any magical assistance, Garton and I live in the tower. She points off to a very obvious 3-story stone classic wizard's tower just beyond the immediate ring of buildings.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Of course, of course. So you all have your beers now. Is anybody going to partake of the potluck, the questionable pickings of the potluck, as it were?
Oh, yes.
Can we roll a
Yeah.
perception check on the potluck to see if
For
there's
sure.
anything good?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Aezsh is definitely going to go check it out.
Okay.
I got a nat 20 on the perception check.
Okay. So but like kind of buried like underneath some of the plates and whatnot, you find something that looks like really tasty to you. Like, is she vegetarian or?
I'm gonna say no because I am still half cat. So
Right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So it looks like it's something that someone like made with care. It's like a meatloaf kind of thing, but it's been somehow overlooked by everybody else here at the party. So it's still like fresh and like juicy, and like when you get the cat food out of the can, like all like gravy.
great.
Great. Grikiki, are you particularly particular, or what are you going for? Are you
No, she's just taking a little bit of everything,
okay?
drinking her beer heartily.
Okay. All right. As you're kind of loading up your plate and like you get to the dessert area, you notice that there's like a field of brownies. There's like 5 or 6 plates of brownies. Like some have nuts and some have like white chocolate and some have like stripes of chocolate and all sorts. It looks like somebody is really into their brownies.
I take the most exotic looking one and I just shove the whole thing in my mouth.
Okay. So there's one that has like little raspberry like spikes on it, and that looks really weird. So you grab it and stuff, and like as you're making your way to your mouth, like you can't stop it, but you hear someone across the table say, "Oh, those are old Mick's. I would be oh dear. Well, old Mick does like making his special brownies, so." Just be prepared. Maybe your friends can take care of you if you start feeling strange.
I will,
Grikiki kind of looks around at everybody else like, my friends might have to take care of me. Is everybody hearing this?
I will make my way over to Grikiki.
All right.
I will watch out for you if you feel unwell.
Thank you.
My
I feel
name
fine so far.
My name is Marina. I try to look out for people around here. Welcome to our town, adventurers. I don't know that anybody told us what brought you to the town. How can we help you?
We're adventurers.
That's very nice, young lady. I'm glad to hear it. What brings you to Edgewater, and how can we be of service? I am the head of the local militia, so if there is danger, I would like to know of it.
Grikiki looks at Jeremiah in a panic.
All right.
Perhaps one of your friends could tell me. Would you like to introduce me to someone?
Jeremiah.
Erik, do I have a clear understanding of what it is that we're doing here?
Yes, so you actually all do. So you flash back to 2 days ago. You are in one of the conference rooms at the Adventuring Academy. There is a projected illusion of a lieutenant of the High Court Navy. He is sitting there and he is giving you a spiel about what the problem is. So as you can see here, this is your classic Category 5 foreign object that fell into the atmosphere. Now this one we saw 5 days ago, and we blew it out of the sky right into the sea. And then another one showed up just yesterday, and we thought, well, maybe we shouldn't blow it into the sea so we could see if it's a problem. So we winged it and sent it straight into the forest. It's close to this town called Edgewater. So what I'd really like for you guys to do is go there and see what the hell it is and bring it back.
Awesome.
And Jeremiah, in terms of your role, you're not really there as an observer or a grader. Like their grade is going to be dependent on like not dying and getting this thing back. So you are there to help, but you're also like trying to nurture young minds, you know.
I understand.
Mostly you're there to keep them out of trouble, frankly, like and not let the local authorities arrest them all.
Are all of the other adventurers of the same rank? Is there like a specified leader of the group?
They're all seniors, so it has not been determined. You guys were just like on a bus ride, and they've had classes together, and you know some of them peripherally, but this is really their first class project together.
I will step in smoothly here and say we will be traveling to the town of Edgewater on a mission of some importance, which we are not at liberty to discuss at the moment.
Okay, so the thing is, you are in Edgewater now.
Oh.
Not at liberty to discuss at the moment.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you for telling me. If something comes up, please let me know. I am here to help.
Thank you.
I very casually lean over. Have you by any chance seen any mysterious objects around lately? Possibly flying through the sky, just by happenstance.
Do you mean the meteor that fell 2 days ago? It fell in the forest right over there.
Oh, is that so? Have you sent anyone out to investigate by any chance? Just curious, you know, I want to get the feel of the town.
No, the forest is very, very dangerous. We don't go unless we need to. It is fairies, many fairies are there. There are goblins and hobgoblins, and it is very trickery. Those fairies will get you turned around. There is a ranger in town that sometimes goes into the forest, and of course there's the witch of the wood who knows all that happens in the forest.
Great.
The Witch of the Wood.
Knowledge, history, or nature. Do I know anything about this area or the forest?
Sure. Give me history.
History. Don't know shit, Captain. 6.
Yeah. You don't know what's outside the capital. So no, we did not. Is it dangerous? Is it dangerous? Here, should we go?
Don't worry about it at all. Do not worry. Professionals have arrived.
Oh, good.
Don't even worry.
Oh, good. I am so glad to hear it. Well, if you need directions, we can help you with that. Otherwise, you can maybe talk to Erna Weigel. She's the ranger who sometimes goes there. Or we can show you to the Witch of the Wood. She is not hard to get to.
Where would we find the ranger?
Oh, Erna, she should be here. I have not seen her for a day or so. But I can tell you where her cabin is, yes. If you go down the street there, it is the third cabin on the left. There is a big dog outside, so you should be able to find it.
And the Witch of the Woods, where would we find her?
Witch of the Wood is very simple. You go to the standing stones, which are right over there. You can see them in the daytime. And then southeast, straight line.
I trust one or more of you were taking notes on this.
And the Witch of the Wood. Lovely lady, I'm sure, yes? Anything we should worry about?
No, she's very helpful. She's enigmatic, mysterious, and powerful, and she must deal with the fairies, which anybody who deals with fairies quite trustworthy. Well, I'm glad that the professionals are here to handle any problem which might occur. Just let me know if I can help.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate your assistance.
And your friend has eaten one of Old Mick's brownies, so you should keep an eye on her.
How are you feeling?
Go ahead and give me a Constitution save, Grikiki.
While she's doing that, can I do a preliminary investigation on her general health using medicine?
23.
Yeah. I'm going to roll your medicine. 23. Okay.
Having a terrible day today. Looks fine to me.
Okay, Ricky, so first of all, the brownies, like, fucking delicious. Like, chocolatey, and, like, you get the little raspberry pieces there, and it's like, oh, yeah, this is a really good brownie. Like, I couldn't appreciate it at the time because this strange woman was accosting me. But yeah, it's really tasty. You feel vaguely weird momentarily, and then you're like, and you're fine.
Did someone ask me how I feel?
Yeah.
I feel like that was a very good brownie.
Perhaps I should try one.
I think you should. It was very good.
I will, of course, not interfere in any of your party-going antics. I will, however, recommend that we do not begin this week's mission by eating the brownies. It is, of course, up to you. I take out a notebook and start making some notes.
Okay.
You pocket them for later.
Look at the notebook and look at him, and I will pass. I will consider for later.
All right.
Professor, I already ate a brownie.
Maybe we should limit the number of adventurers with the brownies to one.
Belloryn, are you making good on your promise to talk up the unnamed? You didn't even get the guy's name. Like, you're just pointing over at the tent and like, oh yeah, try this.
I've cast prestidigitation to put the words "awesome beer" above his tent in many colors.
Guys, it's like this three-dimensional, like, bright yellow flashing, like, spinning in space illusion.
The more you know.
Okay, and you do indeed seem to increase foot traffic to him. And the beer is, it's like you guys don't have a whole lot of experience with the beer, so you're really not sure what it's supposed to taste like. It tastes like flowery and kind of bad.
Well, I feel like a real adventurer with this incredible beer.
Just like, is this standard for human alcohols? Interesting.
I've had worse.
When it appears that no one's paying close attention, I'm going to go ahead and grab 2 or 3 of the brownies.
Yeah, Aezsh is definitely going to grab one of them and wrap it up and stick it in his pack.
Okay, Jeremiah, Aezsh, go ahead and add Old Mix special brownies. Okay, as you guys are kind of milling about, the locals, some of them are kind of, saying hi to you and being friendly, but nobody's yet like really approached you other than those characters. The evening wears on. It's full nightfall now. The kids have kind of wandered off. Like the teenagers are still in the corner, like smoking up their cloves. Adults are into their beer a bit more. The band is kind of adjusting to the rhythm and the tempo of the town. And you hear cutting through the night air a scream, and everybody looks over to a corner of the grounds, and you guys see coming out of the darkness 12 goblins. They're led by they're all small, a male goblin with like a vest, who's grabbing like some kind of cloth in his hands. Two of the goblins have short bows, but they don't have them drawn, and two of them have swords, but they are sheathed. The rest of the goblins are kind of a smattering of unarmed goblin creatures. People start, the band stops. People start scattering away. Marina, the leader of the militia, kind of goes over to you guys and is like, "What should we do? They're goblins."
I will move to interpose myself between the goblins and the rest of my adventuring companions.
Okay.
And stand with my arms crossed, looking at my adventuring companions with one cocked eyebrow.
They don't look like they're attacking, or that they're going to.
They
That
done
is very
anything?
astute. I take
Maybe
it-
we should talk to them first.
Go ahead and Kida, go give me a perception check.
Uh, 22.
Okay, so what they've done, so it's kind of, they're in like a V formation with this one goblin at the front of it, and like I said, he's kind of clutching this piece of cloth to himself. They all look like super timid, like they're goblins, like they're very scared of everything, but they look like really timid, and he's like kind of looking around hopefully.
I think they might want some help.
Is,
He kind of holds out this scrap of cloth of this grungy blanket. Please.
I'll walk over and take the scrap of cloth.
Yeah.
is he speaking common?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Jeremiah's going to walk over. Anybody else?
Yeah. Aez's just heading over warily.
Me too.
I'll walk over.
Sure.
I'm following close behind, but staying toward the back.
I'll keep up the rear.
All right. As you get closer, you think that this scrap is like, it must have been white once upon a time, but it's just been like owned by a goblin for forever, and he's just like shaking it sort of thing and says, please help.
What? Help what?
There's a badness in the woods.
What does this badness look like?
We did not see it. We ran. It killed many. He holds out the scrap of blanket to you, Jeremiah.
I take it and look at it.
Okay.
What is that? And I point at the fabric.
Peace flag.
Oh. White flag. Yeah.
Traditionally, these are white, but
Yeah.
we will accept. I hand it back to him.
It's cleanest we had.
When did this badness first show up?
We ran 2 days ago, this many days.
Same time as the meteor.
Did it come from the sky?
I do not know. But please,
You say that it killed many. How did it kill?
we just saw a green fire, and then we ran. Please, can the people of the village please keep us safe and protect us?
it seems likely that this is related.
Sorry, question. Did the military person who tried to get our attention, she follow behind us?
Marina, yeah, she's definitely like hanging back though because like the professionals are here. I mean,
Okay.
In my experience, green fire is never good.
it's
Green fire is
scary.
not what you cook marshmallows over.
Very scary. Can we please be safe? You guys see out of the corner of your eye another person from the town stride up. You had not noticed him before, but it's a middle-aged man, human. He has the vestments of God. He is clearly the town priest. He kind of comes up alongside. He's obviously overheard all of this, and he says, "All children are welcome in God's church. I will put them up in the church."
Can I roll insight?
Sure. What are you looking to know?
Whether or not he's sincere, basically.
The priest or the goblin?
Priest.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
And can I roll religion to determine whether the Church of the One True God is actually going to be nice to goblins?
Sure.
Well, I got a nat 1, so I'm sure he's a fantastic person.
20 on my religion check.
Okay.
Outstanding man of God.
Yeah. Jeremiah, yeah, no, the one true God, like they'll take like anyone. They are more than happy to have like converts as long as you're sentient. And even like there are some questionable like intelligent animals that they'll take. They're not discriminating as long as you profess that God is good, they'll take you.
So everyone's
Right,
Franciscan.
I'd like to persuade the goblins to profess that God is good and to behave themselves accordingly.
I will
Oh,
assist on that.
say again.
I will assist on that.
Okay. They kind of get into a little cluster and are speaking. Anybody speak Goblin?
I can if I need to.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't at the moment.
They're chattering amongst themselves quickly and quietly. The leader kind of turns back. He bows. He says, "I am Glack. We accept one God." Father Ernst nods. Yes, yes, my children. Come, I will put you up. I will give you food and maybe a bath.
Before you go, can you point us where the danger came from?
Yeah, Glack points like basically right behind him into the forest.
All right.
Cool.
I trust that one of you
Very helpful.
backtrack the goblins. Is that an accurate assessment, or shall I seek additional information or assistance? Anyone?
What was the question?
Anyone have proficiency in survival?
I think so.
I do.
Yes.
Grikiki and
I can track the goblins.
Yeah. So you think that it's within your capabilities. It is dark right now. I mean, many of you have dark vision. It's going to make it harder to track at night than waiting for the morning.
Is it likely that the tracks would disappear? Does it look like rain or anything like that?
No, the weather looks pretty clear.
Okay. I turn to my
Do
companions.
you want to check out this ranger?
Perhaps we should pursue this when we have a good night's rest, rather than going into green fire mystery meteor unknown.
Yeah, and we could find the ranger that they would probably be able to help us navigate through this forest, since none of us are familiar.
Sounds good.
Okay. Father Ernst kind of herds the goblins towards the temple, which is right at the edge of the town green here. You guys, the townsfolk have mostly fled. Some of them have come back to kind of clean up the potluck leavings. The brewery guys pack up, head out. This is definitely a party killer. Everyone's done. You guys head back to the Traveler's Rest and chill out until tomorrow?
I'll stay here.
Okay.
Do we have a sense of where the ranger is at this point, or are we just gonna... We know where the cabin is, right?
Yeah, Marina told you where the cabin is, but she said she hasn't seen Erna for a while, at least a day. Okay, Jeremiah, you're just gonna plot yourself in the middle of the town green here?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, you guys get a very nice restful night's sleep in, and then rendezvous. Are you gonna rendezvous out at the town green or in the tavern at the inn?
I hope the town green, since that's where I'm
Yeah, yeah. Let's go to the town
Yes.
green because Jeremiah is still waiting back there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Professor.
You have a nice light breakfast and head back to the town green. Jeremiah is in the same spot that you left him, as far as you can tell. He's just been standing there all night.
Greetings, companion. Did you sleep?
I do not sleep. I kept an eye on the forest and the sky. Did you sleep?
Yes, I do.
Yes, we
need to
do sleep.
that. Yes.
Pleasant?
Did you see anything of consequence staring out into the distance?
I would have led with that information had I seen such. Grikiki, are you feeling well after your brownie?
Professor.
All right, so what's the plan? Are you guys going to try to go to Erna's hut? Are you going to try to track this yourself? Are you going to go just find the Witch of the Wood?
May I make a recommendation?
Rangers seem sharp.
Sure. What do you have to say, Professor?
It seems to me that you should determine whether one of you should take the initiative to lead this party, or if you would prefer a more democratic approach, we should lay out those rules now. I have little interest in simply standing and waiting for someone to take initiative.
And I'll go. I'm not afraid to jump in the front and get going. I don't know if any of y'all want to vote on this or how you feel. Speak up.
Belloryn got us beer, but Kida talks
did.
a lot.
That's true.
I will choose to take that as a compliment, comrade.
You say smart things.
Thank you.
Might I make another recommendation then?
Sure.
In the absence of an immediately clear leader, perhaps we can begin by voting democratically, and should someone rise to the occasion, we can then revisit how we wish to handle party dynamics. Is this agreeable?
Aye.
Sounds good. Let's start
I
off
move we
with
find
figuring out who we go to see, whether the witch or the ranger or nobody.
We could also split and have half the party go find the ranger and half the party find the witch.
May I make another recommendation? Let's never do that. No, let's not split that.
Something tells me that the ranger and the witch may not necessarily see eye to eye.
I'm going to take a bathroom break. You guys figure it out.
Have fun.
You want to split up and look for clues?
So obviously we need to split up into 3 different groups and take a shower. That's how these things always go. That'll bring the monsters out just like that.
Perfect.
May I speak, companions?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The captain of the guard said that the witch knows all and has likely been in the forest for a long time. She's likely to give us a good, accurate description of what's happened there recently. And can
And
wait.
he also said that she was a little, woo. So, I mean,
We could always go to her first, and if we have concerns about her, what is the word I am looking for that is polite? Please help me.
we know what you mean. We
Yes.
know what you're in.
If we have concerns, then we could always go to the ranger.
It
Sure.
seems likely that the witch will be a source of information, but not specific guidance through the forest.
I guess we could ask the witch questions for clarification, and
And
then
then
ask the ranger to help us go through.
Question.
Aye.
Or either, before we go start dragging other people into this, are either of them going to object to us just running through the woods and doing who knows what and taking who knows what?
Do we care?
Because if this is like if the woods are like the witch's thing and she doesn't want us messing with it,
It would be best.
we may not want her, knowing where we're going.
Well,
Just a
and
thought.
Unless I've missed something, we've been in school these last few years, and Witch of the Wood is not a profession that we're familiar with, whereas we run into all kinds of rangers. I myself have had some very, very boring classes in survival and in nature from some master rangers, and I know if we go happy-assing through the woods without thinking about it, we'll trip over something and wake up all kinds of nasty stuff. It might be a good idea to get a professional to go on in with us, at least as a guide.
We are the professionals.
That's right.
That's right, we're seniors in college. We're experienced in the field.
Yeah, we know
yes.
We know everything.
And the look on the professor's face indicates to me that that's probably the way we should. We ourselves are the professionals.
I do agree we should get a guide. I do think it would be worth our time to at least ask the witch questions. Perhaps if we are concerned about revealing our true intentions, we could say they are something else, if that is a concern.
I mean, if the witch knows everything in the woods,
Well,
then as soon as we go out there,
either way, if she already knows.
that is a fair point.
If I may, everyone, think back to your lessons. How frequently has seeking out the counsel of a witch turned out poorly?
A lot.
Ah,
I vote ranger. That's my vote. Because the ranger also sounds more likely to help us through the woods.
If you want to vote for the ranger, raise your hand. Just the ranger. There's an option for both later on. If you vote
That's
for
3.
the witch, raise your hands. If you vote for both, raise your hands. All
That's
right.
3.
Okay. This is
All right,
good.
Professor, I know you want to keep out of things, but you got to be a tiebreaker here.
I serve as the tiebreaker. I find witches fascinating.
Is that your vote, sir?
So we're going to the witch. All right.
Excellent.
This can only go well. No regrets.
No,
No regrets.
not remotely accurate. I can easily think of at least 7 very suboptimal outcomes to this course of action.
How many
It all depends
suboptimal?
on your definition of goodness and well.
All right, let's get going. We don't want to waste too much time standing around here in town. Let's go ahead and head that way.
Okay. So the directions that you guys got last night is go to the Standing Stones and then go southeast from there. The Standing Stones are not hard to spot from the town green. There are these about 8 foot tall, old, chiseled stone. There's 6 of them forming a ring. Within that ring, there is another ring of mushrooms. And you all get a slightly creepy sense as you pass by this thing.
Knowledge, religion, or history to figure out what these are about?
Arcana.
Hell yeah.
Fairy circle, I assume.
20.
Okay. You're going to guess, I mean, they mentioned fairies a lot last night, talking about the wood. So you're going to guess it's something to do with fairies, probably depending on the season. Maybe a portal to the Fey realm during certain seasons.
I'll keep that to myself as long as no one is wandering into the ring of mushrooms.
Okay, so what we're going to do to navigate the forest is a skill challenge. So I'm going to walk you guys through this because this will be new for me and maybe new for some of you. So go ahead and roll initiative and then put your initiative in the chat for me, please.
What? Okay.
Sorry, how do I figure out my initiative?
It is a D20.
Just D20 plus Dex.
Yep.
Oh,
And in case of a tie, the higher Dex wins.
D20 plus Dex?
Plus your Dex modifier.
Mhm.
Oh.
Okay. Enid, did you get yours?
Yes, it's in there. Did it go there?
I don't think it.
I don't see it.
Oh, I accidentally sent it privately to Lizzie somehow. Okay, my apologies. My apologies.
I sent mine privately back to you.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, great.
I see 3 19s.
That's awesome.
My dex is so good, but
Okay,
Same!
So we'll do Jeremiah, Enid, and then Aezsh. Okay, so the way this is going to work is you're navigating through the forest. If you succeed on the skill challenge, your path will be a relatively easy one. If you do not succeed on the skill challenge, it will be a relatively terrible one. You need to succeed on 4 skill checks before you fail on 3 skill checks. Everybody's going to have a pass. You can only use a skill that you have proficiency in and that has not previously been used in the challenge. So if Belloryn, for example, uses survival during his turn, nobody else can use survival. But you can use any skill, and the idea is to narrate how that skill keeps you on the path or has you make successful progress, etc. So I'll give you an example. Nobody has perform, but if you had perform, you might be like, as we're wandering through the wood, there was this tiny little, like 1 centimeter fairy that was just buzzing everybody's ears, and it was distracting the hell out of us. So I played a pleasant little song for it, and that seemed to make it happy, and it went away. So you guys kind of create the scenario, like tell me what you're trying to do, and then roll a skill check. And if you succeed, that gives you a +1 in the success column. If you fail, that gives you 1 in the fail column. All right, so Belloryn, what do you want to do with one of your proficient skills?
All right. I would first like to deception. So come across a little dewdrop fairy who wants to stick around and follow us all the way through the woods, and I am going to convince that fairy that we are going in the other direction and that we will meet her there, and to go on ahead and wait for us.
Fantastic. Roll your deception.
All right. That is 11 plus 5, 16.
Okay. All right. The little dewdrop fairy says, "Wow, really? Great. Thanks. I'll meet you there." And it zips ahead. All right. Jeremiah.
Coming to a large ravine that we need to cross. On the far side, I can see kind of a tottering tree. There's more trees on this side that have a lot of vines. I'm going to swing on a vine over to the other tree, wrap my legs around it, and basically pull back to make the tree topple down over the ravine so we can easily walk across.
Fantastic. Roll athletics.
Wouldn't that be acrobatics?
Acrobatics, that's fine.
17.
All right. That gives you 2 successes. All right, Enid.
Okay. As we're coming to different choices and paths in the road or in the forest, just from the feeling of it all, I want to be able to choose and see which path feels more likely to survive on, like which one leads farther away from death
Okay,
and closer to life.
great.
I was thinking that might be survival or arcana. I don't know how you
Yeah,
want to call that, since
yeah.
I'm leaning towards like the veil. I don't know.
Arcana.
Cool. That's straight roll. 17. Oh, sorry, plus my proficiency. 19.
Okay, great. Okay, you successfully steer the group a little bit more closer. Aezsh.
That fairy is getting mighty far ahead, and I'm trying real hard to keep an eye on it. But I'm gonna see if I can perceive which way it went as it zipped around some trees that it was getting in front of us pretty far.
Okay, great.
So I'll roll perception. That is a total of a 20.
All right. Okay, good. You guys accumulated your 4 successes and didn't get any fails, which is pretty cool. All right. So you guys are navigating through the forest. It's all sunlight and clear. Sorry, forgot I have some images to share. Moss grown boulders. You know, it's a little bit overcast, but generally easy to navigate trails. You have pretty good visibility throughout the forest. And you hear something making noise ahead of you. It's in a high-pitched voice, like what do you guys want to do? You don't see anything.
Was that a language that we could understand?
Not my speak goblin.
I could use stealth to sneak ahead and see if I can see what's going on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll join you on that.
Same.
All right, all the stealthy people are all their stealth.
I will also follow using stealth, but I'm going to stay at the back with my bow drawn.
17.
19.
I have to switch dice. This is my 3rd natural one. I have a +5 on stealth. This is not fair.
That is fantastic. Okay, so Gyrfalcon and Aezsh, you guys.
Can I just like elbow her, Kida, like, hey? Because like she's like crunching on leaves really loudly, and I'm just like, hey.
Yep.
Hey.
Something startles me, and I go,
Kida jumps 5 feet back, clearly blowing your guys' cover. As you get closer, you see hanging from just a normal oak tree is this small, like thatched wooden spear. It's dangling from about an inch on like a lanyard. And you see spinning in it a little dewdrop fairy who, as soon as it sees you, switches to common and is like, hey, help, get me out of here. I've been stuck here forever. Come on, get me out, please, help. He seems pretty agitated. The rest of the party, you guys can all hear this now because it's in common.
How did you get here? What happened?
It was a trap. He said pizza, and I went for the pizza, and I ate it, and then the trap closed, and I've been here forever. Let me out, let me out, let me out.
Are there any more of these around here?
They're all over. The evil wizards plant them, and then they can harvest berries.
Are they fairy-only traps?
I mean, it's pizza. What, did you want it?
Do we see
To
who
not
placed
pick
the
up
circle
the
trap?
Yeah, can I investigate to see if I see any of them nearby so I don't step in one?
Definitely. Give me an investigation. And Belloryn, what were you doing?
9.
I was going to see if we could see the wizard who trapped this fairy with pizza.
Which?
Seems like someone would have to do that.
Which?
Yeah,
Which?
Go ahead and roll your perception. Okay, Aezsh, you're looking around. I mean, it would have to be like human-sized to trap you, and you don't see any human-sized traps or smell any pizza.
I will also investigate. I'm just curious about the forest pizza. 6.
All right, that's a 12 on perception.
Okay, you're looking around. There are no evil wizards in sight.
I asked the Dewdrop Fairy, and why would the evil wizards want to harvest the fairies?
I don't know why evil wizards do what they do. Get me out of here. Come on. He's like rattling the cage. This is Tim and Alia.
So cute.
Hey.
Get me out. Come on.
Does anyone know anything about trapping fairies?
I've been here so long.
Can we let him out?
I've been here forever.
How long is forever?
Oh, it's forever. It's just that pizza was so long ago, but it was so good. But it wasn't worth getting trapped in here. Let me out.
By forever, do you mean longer than just one day?
It was forever.
Right.
What was on the pizza?
Worth it? Did you learn a valuable lesson?
Oh. Not eating forest pizza?
What? I haven't learned anything except it sucks to get stuck in a fairy trap.
What will you give us if we let you out?
Excellent question.
Wizards. I can give you all kinds of wonderful fairy magic.
This guy's
That's
totally legit, guys.
Do you promise? Do you promise to give us?
I could give you magical fairy things.
I want to hear you promise.
Let me out first.
No. I need to hear you promise.
What do you want from me?
I want you to promise that you will help us with your best fairy magic. I want you to promise 3 times.
I promise I'll help you with my best fairy magic. He's shaking the cage. Let me out. Come on.
Twice more.
That's once.
Come on. I need 3 promises.
I promise I'll help you with my best fairy magic. Let me out.
All right. Thrice I ask and done. Thrice I ask and done.
He sits down dejected and crosses his arms. I promise to help you with my best fairy magic.
Excellent.
He seems dejected now. Like he wants.
Sounds good to me. Let's get him out of there.
Yeah.
I will, of course, follow whatever the group decides, but it seems likely that the witch that we are attempting to gain information from is the one who has trapped this fairy. I simply want to be certain that we have considered the fact that we might anger the witch.
Doesn't she deal with the fairies?
Yeah, she deals with the fairies,
That's her.
according to the person at the party. Unless dealing with the fairies means trapping the fairies.
Well, now I've gotten my 3 times fairy promise. I didn't promise that I'd do anything. So we can see the witch, and if it seems helpful to us, we can let him on out on our way out.
Comrades, I think it is our duty to help those who are in need, especially when we have extracted a promise from them.
I think it is our duty to
Well,
finish our school project and graduate.
Yeah, I'm on board with that plan.
The cat thing is smartest of all of you.
You're just saying that because she wants to let you out.
Did you say cat ling or cat thing?
Thing.
I'm with Belloryn. We can, and you made a promise, sure, yeah, go for it. But like, you don't have to do it right now. We can do that on the way back.
Yes. Yes.
Very gets
I agree
any
with
funny
that.
idea.
And if you've been trapped forever, what's another day?
Starving.
We'll be right back.
Another forever.
What?
Does
Right
anyone have
back.
any food we could perhaps give the fairy in the meantime?
Yes.
The cave.
I get out a brownie.
It's like it's too.
That was exactly what I was going for, yes.
It's too fine to like push food in there.
Oh, okay.
How big
So
is
it's a
the
brownie,
cage?
it'll smush.
Is it like little fairy size?
Yeah, the globe is about 9 inches in diameter, and it's made of like a wooden like wicker kind of thing with like lots of twigs that are forming the bars of it.
And it's hung on a rope?
And it's dangling like from a inch-long lanyard on a oak branch that it's dangling from.
Why don't we take his cage with us?
Just about to say that.
That's a good idea.
Sure, go for it.
Why
Take the
not?
cage
Good
to the
compromise.
witch.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Let's just make sure we're not caught with it on us.
Who wants to carry it? Because I don't want.
I'll carry it. I like
Excellent.
carrying things.
Okay, Grikiki, you
Very
reach
good.
to touch the cage, and as you do so, a bolt of electricity zaps from the cage, shocking down your arm, and you take 6 points of damage.
Shit.
Grikiki, you guys all see her get zapped. And you
Where's our road to detect traps, man?
New plan. Let's not touch the fairy cage.
So,
Hey, it's okay. It happened to all of them too. He points down at the ground.
Oh god, okay, we look down.
There's
Yeah, what?
a scattering of like small human, maybe they're like goblin-sized bones under this trap.
None of us noticed that earlier. Great.
You might have said something.
Nobody rolled high enough.
You guys are smart. You look like adventurers. You can get me out of here.
Shut up, your cage hurts.
Fairy magic.
You also could have warned us about this, and I extend my claws. Not very kind of you.
Sorry, I can't think of anything except food.
All right, I say we leave it here.
let's go.
No, don't leave me.
Oh, we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Humans always say things like that. They never follow through on their promises.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm not a human.
That's a bummer.
So.
Not a human.
If you're a human, anyone? Bueller?
I'm a human, but I didn't promise you anything.
There we go.
Back in the
He's a human and a pirate, so.
pirate first, human second.
Yeah, half of the party is half elves
Yeah.
right now.
I kind of toss up my quarterstaff and go, I mean, I could try and whack you down now if you would prefer that.
Ooh.
Just don't squish.
Yeah, give him a nice rattle inside the cage. So much for helping those who are trapped.
It was more of an intimidation tactic, so we would leave it alone. Okay, tell you what, small fairy person, we will be back for you.
I'm Tinlington and Alia.
Yes, that.
Cool.
Please,
I'll definitely remember that.
please let me out.
Friend, I'm afraid that we have no way to let you out without electrocuting ourselves. Unless you have a recommendation.
I don't know. You're supposed to be smart, you big folks. You trap us, so let me out.
We're wasting daylight.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Aye.
Bye.
Oh, you hear his
Aye.
little fairy cries as you guys walk away from him.
A little bad, to be honest.
I don't feel really bad about it.
I mean, you did get electrocuted, so that's fair.
I don't think that I'm emotionally calibrated to understand this.
Okay, so you guys walk away from Tinlinton and Alia, leaving him to his fate.
We'll be back.
After we vetted his story.
Okay, you guys walk another couple of hours, and you hear the sound of a stream off to the left. It's been a while. You guys are going through your water skins, and so replenishing seems like a wise move to make. And you guys push through some light foliage into a beautiful, peaceful little glade. There's a little pool of water. There's a bunch of little mushrooms kind of scattered around. The light shines here. There's a little burbling water. It's profoundly peaceful here. And across the water, you see a little scruffy dog. It's just sitting at the edge of the water, just kind of looking at you guys as you approach the little pond.
Hey, look at that dog.
What about it?
Like
Be
dogs.
careful, it could be the witch.
It kind of sits back on its haunches and cocks its head at you.
Is
here,
it like
buddy.
across
Hey, buddy.
the glade from us?
It's on the other side of the pond. It's a pretty, it's like a 20-foot diameter pond.
Come here, little dog. Come on.
Kind of tucks his head the other way and goes back to looking at the pond water.
I assume that's the witches, so I'm not gonna poke it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just keep heading around.
Okay, are you guys gonna rest here at all or keep on going?
You
I'm
might want to
okay,
give the
Erik.
dog a brownie.
How are you feeling, Grikiki? Are you all right after getting zapped there? Do you need to take a minute and rest?
Yeah, my hands hurt.
All right, we can sit down for a minute and wait and take a breather.
Okay, you guys gonna take a short rest, just hang out here for an hour?
Yes.
Yeah, and as we do, I'm gonna attempt to woo the dog over to us as we're waiting here.
Okay.
I do have animal handling, but also it's a dog. So
Agent,
I am not trained.
what are you doing to lure the dog over?
I pull out the brownie that I stashed in my pack from last night and try and like pinch it over to the ship.
you can't feed a dog chocolate.
I was about
It's a
to
magic
say,
dog. It's a dog from space. We don't know.
And none of us went to vet school.
a wizard did it.
I mean, I'm not trained in animal handling. I don't know these things.
I don't think you need to have animal handling.
I'd say Aezsh has no idea the dogs are have the chocolate.
Yeah, it
Have
just
we
doesn't know
ever
that.
seen a dog? I'm gonna assume no.
Asteroid.
Not from home.
Okay, you extend the brownie to the little terrier looking thing. It kind of cocks its head the other way and just kind of regards you. It doesn't seem to be acting very dog-like. Like you would expect a dog to just go right after a delicious treat like that. Or most animals, like you think, oh yeah, that would be delicious. It should eat that.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt something because this dog seems a little weirdly intelligent. If it's not behaving very dog-like, I'm gonna try and talk to it via the spell message and see if it's intelligent enough to reply.
Okay.
Like, And I say, what? You don't want some food?
What,
So like,
what language are you using?
just common.
Okay. Okay. You message the thing, and it looks back at you, and you get back by message.
I just cock my head. I just don't even say anything because that was all silent, and I'm just gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
And it responded silently as well. It didn't actually.
Yeah.
Okay. After a little while, the dog kind of wanders off, and you guys rest. You get, although it's only really relevant for Grikiki, the effects of a full rest, of a long rest.
Awesome.
Very nice spring.
Yeah, you definitely feel the calm, healing influence of this place washing through you. So after you finish your short rest that replenished you very thoroughly, you're going to head on?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep going.
Bye, doggy.
Okay, yeah, the dog is long gone. Okay, you guys proceed through the forest, and eventually you spot a little trail of smoke in the direction that you're heading.
That's probably from the witch's hut.
Seems logical.
I would assume.
As you go along, you start to appreciate that there's actually a trail here that is reasonably well maintained. It leads you to a very thick, well-grown, well-maintained hedge that seems like it forms a cone around this location. There is an archway that's been shaped into it. And just looking through, you can see a little cottage, nothing major, probably just one room. And there's a beautiful vegetable garden laid out in the front yard here. Nice kind of well-crafted stone paths leading throughout the garden. And there's a little wisp of smoke coming out of the chimney of the cottage.
Who's gonna knock?
I'll go. And I walk up to the front of the cottage.
I'll walk.
Maybe you shouldn't touch it.
As-
Yeah, can I look and see if it anything is obviously magical that I'm gonna bump into?
Yeah, give me an Arcana.
Right. That is that is a 17. No, 16.
Okay. You get the sense that there's like a residual aura of magic on a lot of this stuff. Like, you don't think that this hedge was grown like purely naturally. You think that it was probably shaped at least in part by magic. Same thing with like the vegetable garden. Like, these vegetables are like monstrous, like way larger than you would expect from a normal vegetable garden. It's laid out very beautifully. You don't get any impression of there being magic like inimical to you. It doesn't seem like it seems like, like this is pretty cool actually. Like, there wasn't a door on the archway into the garden path. It seems reasonably welcoming.
All right, I'll head on in and head up and I'll approach the door of the cottage and
I'll walk
give it a
with him.
knock.
I'll follow behind.
Okay. You guys all
Follow along.
head into the front yard. All right, Aezsh, you rap on the door. After a momentary pause, the door cracks open. Looking at you is a fairly young, maybe in her 20s, elf, dark skin, kind of braided hair, wearing a beige dress. She kind of looks you up and down. Yes?
Are you the witch? We're here to to get some advice.
Oh, God, not that witch thing again.
I'm just going off what we were told in the town. What would you prefer to be called?
Called Sarah Lindria. I don't know why they call me a witch. I am a perfectly competent druid. They just don't seem to understand what I'm about.
Prejudiced against the nature magic and such.
They're just ignorant villagers. I'm sorry. And you are?
Aezsh.
Aezsh. Welcome. Oh, you have friends. She kind of pokes her head
Yes.
out. She opens the door. Well, why don't you go around to the back patio? Would anybody like tea?
I would love tea.
Absolutely.
I'll put some on.
Yes.
Thank you.
Just head around to the back. I'll be there in a minute. You guys go around to the back of the cottage there. There's a small spring that has this beautiful sort of water feature, like a little mini waterfall. It looks like there's more like wheat and barley and kind of staple type foods being grown back here as opposed to the vegetables. Around the water feature, there are some logs and a couple of stones that it looks like, could be for sitting, or one could sit on the ground. After a couple of moments, Sarah Lindria comes out with a tray bearing a variety of different cups, some wood, some ceramic, even one glass cup. She kind of walks around and allows each of you to take a cup. She sits down on one of the logs with the tea herself and kind of has a sip. Well, it's nice to have some visitors, I suppose. What brings you to the Starlit Wood?
We are investigating some odd occurrences.
Ah,
There's something apparently fell in the woods a few days ago, and we got word that it was causing some trouble from some of the goblins who were fleeing it last night.
oh, yes, I'm aware of it. It's just about a day's travel northeast of their cottage here. Are you militia?
No, we're just adventurers here on a school project.
I see. Well, yes, there is something that crashed. There is some darkness around it. I know that some of the goblinoids have encountered and fled from it. I have not been out there myself, but I could certainly point you in the right direction. It would be easier if you had a guide, but I'm afraid my animal companions are all out on their own tasks right now.
Would the town's ranger be a reasonable guide?
Erna, she certainly would be. It's a long trek back to the town. I guess if you had enough time, you could certainly go back to the town, and Erna could lead you along the path. I can point you in the right direction. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can tell you where it is, but you'd have to find it yourself.
Madam, do you know a fairy by the name of Tinlin Tanadia?
Oh yes, Timotinalia. He's slightly annoying dewdrop fairy, but most of them are. He's mostly harmless.
He's in a cage.
Oh, one of those dratted fairy traps. Ugh. Every now and then, sorcerers come along and put them up in the woods, trap fairies. It's just not very sporting.
How do you get them open?
Oh, they're quite dangerous. They're usually trapped themselves.
We've noticed.
Yeah, we realized.
Our companion
Firsthand.
found that the hard way.
When I find them, I use Dispel Magic.
Good to know.
Does anyone have Dispel Magic? No, of course not. Okay.
Don't look at me.
Is there a way to hit it?
Yeah, you certainly could. I've never tried that because I keep worrying that I would squish the fairy inside.
Could you cut it down without getting shocked by it?
Well, I don't know. I've never tried that.
And they would still be stuck in the sphere.
We could push it with a stick.
To where?
Could play soccer with it.
If you had rubber shoes on.
And I don't think any of us are going to be very good at getting it down, but we can tell you where he's at if you want to free him. We can point you in the right direction.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, do tell so I can go find him. It might be a day or two. He's, he'll last. He's okay.
Yeah, he said he had been there forever, but dramatic.
Well, most fairies don't have any sense of time, so an hour seems like forever, literally.
Fair enough.
Would you tell him that Belloryn sent you? It might be worth mentioning.
Did you actually ever give him your name, though?
Excellent
No.
point.
Remind him to keep his promise.
Very good. Yes.
Tell him the cat thing and the cat thing's companions. Okay, what is it anyway?
I'll try to remind him. He doesn't have much of a memory, I'm afraid. I don't think that he'll remember by the time I get to him, but we'll see. But thank you for pointing that out. I do hate those little fairy chaps. So yes, the thing that fell from the sky, I could direct you. It's getting close to nightfall now, so you probably don't want to be out at night. You're welcome to sleep out here under the stars if you like, and I can point you in the right direction in the morning. And without a guide, it'll be a little bit hard, but you're adventurers, so I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Greatly appreciated.
Could you tell us more about the forest and the fairies?
Oh, of course, the Starlit Wood. Yes, there's many fairies here. There are many connections to the Feywild. There's actually a very strong connection in the town of Edgewater, and there's a fairy market that happens sometimes, and the fairies will actually come out of the wood and bring their treasures to trade. They visit me from time to time. They're not exact. Some of them are mostly harmless. Some of them are more tricksy. They're just not very trustworthy, I would say. So if you encounter them in the woods, I would, generally steer clear. The Seelie Fae are basically fine. The Unseelie Fae may try to lure you into a fog where you drown and die. So yes, they're terrible creatures. And then the goblins. There's quite a number of goblins, goblin tribes, some hobgoblins. They typically leave me alone because I call lightning on them if they bother me. And they are obviously, evil, and they will try to kill you if you find them. So I would also steer clear of those. But otherwise, it's a fairly pleasant place to live. I can't recommend forest living enough.
Despite the various creatures that try to kill you.
Well, they don't all try to kill me.
Things will try to kill you everywhere.
Exactly right, miss. There are things trying to kill you everywhere. And certainly as adventurers, I mean, you have a life measured in months, right? I mean, I've seen those statistics. Once you graduate, I give you maybe 3 to 5 months lifespan.
Appreciate the confidence. Quite kind of you.
It's just statistics.
Consistent with my projections, actually.
Thank you, Professor.
Is there anything else that I could help you with?
From here back to town, you said it would be inadvisable in terms of time, but if we were to try and go find the ranger to guide us. Do you know around the time span it would take for us to get there and back?
It's about a day's travel. I imagine you set out this morning, so it's about nightfall now. So it would probably take the same amount of time, unless you went off the path, which again, the Unseelie might try to lure you off the path.
Are you familiar with Old Nick and the Brownies?
Oh yes, I often help him collect mushrooms for his brownies.
Mushrooms.
Mushroom brownies.
What might someone expect eating some of those?
Oh, a wonderful experience. I can't recommend it highly enough. It will transform your whole view on things.
Told you they tasted good.
I see.
Good to know. Yeah, we grabbed a few at the party last night, but only Grikiki here has tried them yet.
Yes. Well, like I said, you're welcome to bed down here. I can get a salad put together for your dinner tonight, and then I can point you either back to town or towards where I think the thing fell tomorrow morning.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
All right. I think that's a good stopping point, you guys. Okay. Well, great, you guys. I had fun. Thanks for the game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll assemble again in a couple of weeks, and you'll venture to the meteor and see what's what there.
Excellent.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Cool.
Good to see you all.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
You guys too.
Okay.
Guys, do.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.